Hey, this is Bruce from Buckeye Door Sales again. Today we've got a nice project we're working on. It's a nice little repair job for a client of ours. And what she has is a bad crank on an Andersen casement window. So Simon is going to go ahead and take care of that for us today. So the first thing you notice he's doing, he's going to gently pry up the wood trim piece that's covering the crank mechanism. So he's careful to take that up because he's going to have to put that back on. That's not something that comes with the new crank. And there, Simon's got a little friend. Josh doesn't really care too much about that little friend, does he? So Josh got rid of it. Now you notice there the crank, it's a cast metal. Pretty soft, really. And it's developed a crack. And since it has a crack in it, it allows the gears to slip, so you can't crank it open. Now, it was a real easy process of going through Andersen and getting the right crank. If you crank the crank open, you'll notice there's a series of numbers on the crank, and you'll be able to take those numbers, reference those on the website, and that's going to help you get the exact part you need. So Simon, he's taken the screws out that's visible, and there it just fell apart, didn't it? So he's going to remove those screws. Then he's going to try to crank it open a little bit if he can to get to, I think there's one more screw in there that he's got to get.
Move that out of the way. Stupid faucet.
So he's able to, look at that, it's just falling apart, isn't it? Now he's removing a pin, or a keeper from the pin, and removing the crank, just like that. Now it's going to have some grease on it, so go ahead and put it back in the box so you don't make a mess on the countertop. And he's going to go ahead and start installing it just in the reverse. So he's going to hook it onto the pin and make sure the latch is engaged in the pin. And now he's going to be able to position the crank to be able to put the screws to it. You may have to open or close the casement a little bit, or move the crank around a little bit, just to where you can get it to find the original holes. Now there's some brass screws, as you see. Those are on the outside because they might get a little bit of weather, and so that'll be good to have brass screws there. Making sure everything's snugged up. Then he has two more screws, and these are steel screws. And I think they're color coded too, so that they look nice once installed. And you're just going to snug everything up, being careful not to strip it. You know those windows are pine, so if you get crazy with it, you're going to be able to, you would tear up the threads and such. So I'm just going to put his handle on. It's a little stiff at first. Save it after he gets the right angle on it and everything, then it'll work perfectly. Now make sure you put the handle in the right position there, and tighten down that set screw. It's a Phillips set screw. So operate your window. Open, close. Make sure it latches. And there's they're playing with the faucet again. I think Josh likes that faucet. Now Simon's going to pull the nails out of the trim piece. Now make sure you don't hammer them through because that's going to make a mess. So just pull them out with a pair of diagonal cutters. Push it back down into place. And you want to add some trim nails to fasten it into place. Just give it a nice little love tap. Get it right there, exactly where it needs to be. So he's just barely tapping it, barely moving it. He doesn't want to hit it hard because he'll dimple the wood, so he doesn't want to do that. So just nice little gentle taps. And we have a DeWalt air nailer. And so he's going to put a couple nails in there. Just like that. Put your screen back in. And you're good to go.
That's the way we do it, ladies and gentlemen, in the big city.
That's the way that we do it, boys.
In the big city.
The way you do it, boys.
That's right.
So if you need something like this, if you need a little bit of help with repair maybe on a window or replacing a window, feel free to give us a call here at Buckeye Door Sales. We'll put everything back, we'll lock everything up when we're done, and we'll clean up and we'll get on out of there. You can trust us there at Buckeye Door Sales. We're going to treat your home like it's our home. And Josh gave it a thumbs up. So thanks for watching. Again, this is Bruce at Buckeye Door Sales, taking care of your window and entry door needs here in the Dayton area. Thanks a lot.